everyone's having a blessed evening. I am having a blessed evening. Yes, I am. So, yeah, let's get into this topic right here. I'm not gonna really make this topic really long, right? Is because I want to hit this. I want to hit hard, and I want to hit short right here, right? I want to bring awareness to us and talk about our desires and how our desires can lead us to wickedness or goodness. Wickedness or goodness. And majority of the time that I see that it leads to wickedness. It leads to wickedness, our desires, right? And if we don't watch it and we don't watch it like we watch enemies that's after us, it will become a problem for us, right, in our lives as we go through life each and every day as our desires. Straight up. I noticed that people, a lot of people and a lot of youths out here, and I love the youth. I got nothing wrong with them. They think that they know more than you, being that you've been in this world before them or been here upon this earth and experienced things when they wasn't even here. A lot of the youth is, a lot of disrespect, and the things that a lot of youth is going with is being indoctrinated by this internet and being indoctrinated by those supposedly, right, in authority over them, teaching this wrongful history, teaching this wrongful information and wrongful guidance, to indoctrinate individuals. And when it's all said and done, a lot of this stuff is misinformed information, is misguidance, and it's ignorance. And it's ignorance at its finest. Especially, having individuals indoctrinate your mind to tell you, basically control your mind, body, and soul, to have you doing things and have you thinking any other type of way. It's crazy, man. And I want to give a big shout out to those, and I don't care what age you are, to allow somebody to indoctrinate you to listen to these individuals at a certain age, because your mind is like a sponge, and when your mind is like a sponge, it's easy to learn, it's easy to absorb the wrong information. It could any information that could be a detrimental for you in the future. You understand what I'm saying? So be careful who you get your information from. This is why it's really important is to read books. This is why it's really important to do research, your own research. You can't just take other people's word for face value. Like what they said is stone. A lot of this history is wrong. It's stolen legacy. It's stolen information, and it's stolen guidance. It's wrong. A lot of this stuff that's going on these major platforms is a sideshow. This is a sideshow. And is a distraction away from you. This is an actual fact. So let me get right into this topic. I know I dibble-dabble off that, but I wanted to address certain things, right? This topic, right? Be on your guard against your desires, beloved. And the reason why I said be on guard against against your desires is because it can lead you down a dark path, or it can lead you down a path of life. It is your choice. And most of our desires lead us to things which we have no knowledge of until it end up the last minute that we see things correctly and it be too late. You feel me? So I know that all too well. I know all too well. This is why I don't bark on this life, and this is why I don't do these certain things anymore. And I don't be around people that uplift and be in that type of life and that type of motion and movement about themselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? People that's energy stealers. People that's stealing energy from you. Always arguing with you, always fighting with you, fussing with you. You don't want to be around these type of individuals, because they dealing with their own emotions. They dealing with their own thoughts and images about you or about themselves. And they're going to shut it off. They're going to shut it off right on you. This is exactly what it is. So, but this is really important, is to keep our desires intact. I desire her. I desire this job. I desire this jewelry. I desire this clothes. I desire this. I desire that. It's really, really important. You know what I'm saying? That we try to keep our desires, right, in the forefront. Is like we keep our enemies in the forefront, because your desires can get you killed. Your desires can get you killed and get you murdered out here. It could put you in somewhere that you don't want to be. This is an actual true fact. How you doing? How you doing? So, you know, the reason why I'm saying this, because it's really, really important that we keep ourselves in attack and we keep ourselves on point. It's really, really important that to keep your desires in attack. Yes. It's really, really important, man. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. It's really, really important. You know why? It's really, really important that we keep our desires intact. And I'm going to read something that's in Arabic, okay? I got somebody over here I'm not even going to entertain them. This is Arabic, okay? I'm going to read it in Arabic. It says, Hada ru ah wa ankum kama ta da ru na a da ankum fa laysa sha'u anda liran jalin mi tinta ba I au wa I hin wa ha sa I di au si na ti him. It says, be on your guard against your desires, just as you are on guard against your enemies. For there is nothing worse as an enemy to men than following their desires and conquesting of their tongue. That's deep. That's deep. These are the two things that's going to get you in trouble. Your tongue and your desires. Your tongue and your desires is going to get you in trouble. Following your desires. A lot of people are not here because of their desires. Their desires and their feelings led them down a very, very dark path. Right? A very, very dark path. And the reason why I'm saying that is because your feelings and your desires can lead you down a dark path where you cannot return anymore. It's an actual true fact. It's an actual true fact. Thank you so much, Edit. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. Thank you so much. So this is really, really important, right? That we try not to follow our desires, because our desires can lead you down a very, very dark path. It can, because it is your option. It is your option. And most of our desires, everything that is built in this world right here, that we see, materialistic world, right, is catered to your desires and your will, right, and your appetite. It's catered to that. And the people know that. The people know. So this is why they build these certain things right here, right? So I'm going to say this right here to you, right? It says, knowing is not enough. You must take action. What it's saying is that if you know there's something that needs to be dealt with, if you know there's money over there, motion and movement, now, what is your option on it? What is your option on? What are you going to do about it? If you are in a stage of you don't have any money, you don't have no emotional movement, you don't have an idea, and you are caught up, right? You are caught up, and you need some money, you need some bread. What are you going to do? What are you going to do in order to get it? Right? And the option is that you're going to use your choices, your experience, and your desires. That's what's going to happen. You're going to use your desires. And it may be a trap. It may lower you in, right? And after you go after it, You keep seeing the money flowing in, the money flowing in, the money flowing in, but it's tricking you. But it's also evil. Do you understand that it's evil? After it gets you in, right, it doesn't tell you that it's going to backdoor you in the end. And majority of the time, this is what happened in our society, in our community, is because in our communities, right, there's not a lot of resources there. There's not a lot of resources there. So we use everything that's there. Most of the things that we use is our desires. We use our desires. And when you use your desires, it end up, right, leading you down somewhere you don't want to be. Now, to add on to that, if you aren't willing to work for it, don't complain about it. If you're not, listen, if you're not willing, right? If you're not willing to work for whatever you get, and I'm talking about whatever you get, right? And I'm talking about work for it from the mud. If you're not willing to work for it, and I'm not talking about taking shortcuts. Shortcuts is shortcuts, right? If you're not willing to work for it, you shouldn't complain. And a lot of people complain about not having anything because you're not working in order to get it, right? The subsidy and benefits already there. You have to get up and go for it, right? That is your desires to do a lot of things, right? And it's an actual true fact. It's an actual true fact, and which is really, really important for your growth and development at the end of the day, right? So in order to improve our conditions, right, you got to keep your desires, right, intact. You got to keep your desires intact. And this is where I learned right, to be at, is to keep my desires intact, because at one particular time, my desires was not intact. My desires was not intact. My desires was to do everything, whatever I wanted to do, basically. And which is really, really important, right? So I want your guys to have an amazing, amazing day. And peace, y'all. Peace.